Hello everybody and welcome to our brand new series. This is World of Warcraft with Cookies. And I'm your host JJRegals. We are in World of Warcraft. This is a series I'm pretty excited for. I've been playing WoW since vanilla. And now I'm going to capture it. Hooray! We are on the character select screen here on Gilneas. I wanted to give a quick rundown of the characters that will be involved in this Let's Play. First, of course, this is my shaman. My original character was a priest. Back in vanilla. He never got to max level. He was my highest level character though until the Burning Crusade came out. And that's when this character took over. And he's been my main ever since. Main's maybe not a good word because I kind of try to play everything equally. You can see everything here is pretty high leveled except for the last three. Next up is the druid. This character came from a leveling race I had with a friend of mine, which was a really stupid leveling race. We raced. The race wasn't even to get to max level, it was to get the engineering helms and equip it in the Burning Crusade. That was the race. So it was like level 62 is all you needed. But I won that. Turns out I was pretty good. Next up is my Death Knight. He's pretty cool looking. He's got this sweet looking... Is that a mace? I guess it's a mace. Yeah, I couldn't really describe it as anything else. These top three have been the characters that I've played the most, I would say. And then after I played around with these three at max for a while, during Wrath, I decided that I wanted to get a max level character of each class. So I started up this hunter. It is a blood elf, and I know that's very shameful. But what can I say? I wanted to check out the Blood Elf starting area as well as the Ghostlands. This character was leveled at the same time as this character using Recruit a Friend. And she just followed the hunter around while the hunter did everything. That was pretty fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Surprisingly, considering it was just basically the same as regular leveling, but with a character following behind you. It was still fun though. Next up is our paladin. You can see we have characters on both factions here, and that's just so that we can kind of play and experience all the possible content rather than just one side's. I've noticed that generally in each expansion one faction kind of has a better experience in terms of the leveling experience, just from like quest lines that are not necessarily better but more interesting for a certain faction. In Burning Crusade, you know, we were going to the Orc homeworld on Draenor Outland. They had the awesome Maghar questline. It was really seemingly horde focused. Of course, Kael'thas and the Blood Elves as well, and then all we had for the Alliance was Draenei, who were kind of boring and haven't really done anything in any expansion yet. Yeah, so that was better for them, for the Horde. And then Wrath of the Lich King came along, and of course that's Arthas' story, you know, definitely closely tied to the Alliance more so than the Horde. You know, obviously the Forsaken tie into that as well, but it's definitely more of a human story than a Forsaken story. And I think that the Alliance had the better of that expansion. It's almost been pretty much alternating with every expansion. Cataclysm brought along a huge change to the entire world, but it saw the Horde gaining a lot of ground, you know, taking out over South Shore. Yeah, it seemed pretty Horde focused. Maybe focused isn't the right word, but it seemed pretty good for the Horde. This is the rogue that we have, the Rouge. He's got a mohawk, so that's pretty cool. I have no idea how to play a rogue well at all. I am terrible at it. This character's level 86 because of like because of archaeology, because he's an alchemist, and I was trying to get the alchemist mount from archaeology, and he got a ton of experience from it. And then after I finally got the recipe for it, I realized that it was ridiculously expensive. Absolutely expensive. Probably should have looked that up first. This is our warrior. There's a dog barking. I don't know if you can hear it. It's the same small dog that was barking in the HOTS video yesterday. Or I guess earlier today. Yeah. My life. It's the worst. It's our warlock. He's undead. He's got a Felguard. Yeah. He's got this pretty cool staff that's kind of bland other than the floating crystals. And then rounding it out, we have these two low-level characters. The priest, who doesn't have a chest plate. That's because he's wearing the chest plate. It's the heirloom chest plate. This dog's not going to shut up. He's not going to shut up. It's the worst. I hate my life. He's going to have a chest on eventually. I'm going to have to shut this window. Sorry, 1 second. This is why we can't have nice things. I try. I really try. I'm recording this at 9 p.m. Who has their dog out at 9 p.m.? Seriously? Unbelievable. What is it barking at 9 p.m.? Breaking news. Many dogs found dead in urban Ontario area. The worst. And then rounding it out is the monk, who we haven't played at all yet. I played some of the I played the monk starting area, or the Pandaren starting area in the beta for this, but I haven't played it at all in the live game, and I'm kind of excited. I actually haven't played any of the Cataclysm content for 1 to 60. I've obviously played the 80 to 85 stuff, but none of the low level stuff, so I haven't seen any of that. So I'm really excited to go in and finally check that stuff out, which we will be doing during this series. Won't be doing it in this particular episode, and we will of course be going through the Pandaren starting area as well. But for this particular episode, we are going to Kunlai Summit. This is probably my favorite zone of this expansion. I'm kind of partial to mountainous areas, but I think this this place is just super cool. Let's check out what we're gonna do. We have a couple quests. We have a ton of place to pick up quests, and actually, I think we're gonna head over here to Binan Village. We're gonna take a quick trip on our chocobo. He's white. It's not actually what it's called in the game. It's a hawk strider. But it's a chocobo. That's what it is. This is the white one from Heroic Magister's Terrace, which you can only run once a day, and it's like a 1% drop. Wasn't a lot of fun to farm, but eventually you just throw yourself at it over and over again and it'll drop, and we got it to drop, so that was good. So Kunlai Summit, let's go over the zones that are available in this expansion. You start out in the Jade Forest over here, which is really lush. I mean, it's exactly what it sounds. It's a huge, lush green forest. The story mostly revolves around your arrival on the continent of Pandaria, which no one has ever seen other than the pandas. I guess the native creatures here. I have aggro from what? Yeah, the zone's not particularly interesting, particularly for Horde players, because you spend most of the time with the Hosen, which are monkeys, who are incredibly unintelligent, and pretty much everything they say just makes me cringe with how terrible it is. Yeah, it was really, really bad. It really, I think that zone could have been really cool. It's got a really nice aesthetic to it, but just the Hosen storyline for Horde was just so uninteresting. I'm kind of disappointed in it. It could have been way better. Moving on from there, you actually have a split here. The next zone you can pick either Valley of the Four Winds, which is kind of it's kind of like a huge plains area. Lots of crops, lots of farms. It has the Storm Soap Brewery there as well. I think that it's really interesting looking. I think that it would probably be one of my favorite zones, but I just got kind of bored. I don't know. It seems really cool, and I really like the look of it. I said that about Jade Forest, but it's a different look, and I really like it, but it was just so...
You are most welcome. Family.
Farming is boring. Farming is boring. Like, the zone looked awesome, but then there's only so much you can do with farm-related stories. I know there's these vermin that are just destroying our crops. It's another disappointing zone for me. Not in the same way as Jade Forest was, because Jade Forest was almost offensively bad. I just wish there was more to it. Crossarang Wilds is a zone that I haven't really done much in, mainly because I don't like the look of it at all. It's a huge marshy, overgrown forest area. Very purple. I think that's a good way to describe it. Very purple. It's yeah, I don't know. It just seems... it seems to me that I'm shitting all over every single zone right now. I don't know. Maybe I should play through Crossarang Wilds. I will do that on a character and obviously I'll record it. But given the choice between Valley of the Four Winds and Cross the Ring Wilds, I've chosen Valley of the Four Winds just because of the aesthetic of it. I'll eventually get around to playing through Cross the Ring, but yeah, I haven't really touched it. Then of course we come to Kunlai Summit, which is a huge mountainous area. You can see the mountains that take over everything, and it's this zone is really beautiful. It's an awesome zone. I think the quests are really well varied and interesting. I think it's easily the standout zone of this expansion. Yeah, I think it's great. I think this zone is great. There's the Shaw of Anger spawns here. It was pretty funny in the opening days of the expansion when people I knew would just try to pug it at like level 87. They were like, oh, Shaw of Anger, this is a rare spawn. You know, we're just going to get like 25 people together. We're going to kill it. Oh, it's going to be so easy. Yeah, they got trashed. Absolutely trashed. It wasn't even wasn't even close. Yeah, this zone's awesome. I could live in this zone. Again, I'm kind of partial towards mountains. This zone's really cool. From there, you move over to Townlong Steps, which we haven't actually been into yet, so we're going to look at the larger version. The Isle of the Thunder is up there. That's the new patch. Townlong Steps is it's similar in aesthetic. I almost want to call it a cross between the Jade Forest and the Valley of the Four Winds. Even though it's really not. I say that mostly because the colors are similar. Both these zones are very green, and that's true of this one as well. I don't really have much to say about Townlong Steps. It's kind of bland. Not as bad as the other zones we've talked about. But there's nothing really that sticks out as really cool about it. And then finally we have, well, I guess not finally, we have the Dread Waste, which is a giant, ugly, blue bug zone. It's about everything bad about World of Warcraft is in this zone. And actually, when I was leveling through the game the first time on the Shaman, I actually got through Dread Waste and wasn't... I had finished all of Dread Waste and was not done getting to level 90. I still had stuff to do. So I had to go all the way back to Jade Forest and finish up the quests there that I hadn't done. That was really bad. It seems like it's impossible for them to not have a full level's worth of content in the zone, but it wasn't there. And that's another disappointing zone. I'm kind of bumming myself out here with how I'm talking about these zones, but I have pretty high expectations of Blizzard in pretty much all of their games, and yeah, that just seemed that I knew I was gonna hate that zone before I played it, but yeah, I don't think that zone's very good, and it's not full. That's probably the worst thing that you can say about an MMO, is that the zone isn't full. But anyway, I've been talking for like 20 minutes here and haven't actually done anything. So I'm probably going to do something now. We're going to go and do some quests. We're going to kill these Jinyu. We have to kill 15 of them. Looks like while we're here, we're going to have to help these dissenters escape. And then we'll also are going to have to get... where is it? The ritual staff as well. From the minimap, you can see there's a lot to do here. I can't tell what 5 is. Stolen supplies? Okay. So apparently there's supplies here to get as well. And then we're going to rescue some guy's son. We're going to do all of that right now, super quick. Here we go. So as you can see, we're a boomkin, because boomkins are awesome. The guy who I had the leveling race with was a boomkin, which is why I chose a boomkin, just to be a jerk to him. Druids have a lot of utility when leveling. They're I think one of the better leveling classes. I think that's true of most healing classes, but the Druid in particular, there's plenty of utility with their different forms. You know, you can just kind of go into bear form and suddenly you're tanky as shit, even though you're a boomkin. You're obviously not as good as one that's spec'd to do that, but you're decently tanky. You also have travel form to get you out of tough situations. I think swim form is one of the most underrated utility abilities in the game, mainly because there's not really a lot of use for it in situations like PvP or endgame raiding. But in terms of leveling, I think anything that makes you travel faster is hugely advantageous to you. Anything that makes you faster is pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, this character is an engineer. It's my only engineer. He's got a lot of the cool goodies. I'll show them to you here while we're fighting. We've got the wormhole generator for Northrend, which is pretty cool. You can go to most of the zones, not all of them, in Northrend. It'll just teleport you there. It's on a 4-hour cooldown. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Just go anywhere. There's also the moat extractor. That's from Burning Crusade. Ooh. Now that's exciting. Where is it? We need to it's probably in one of these buildings, right? I need to I'm gonna turn on the target here. I don't see it. Where is it? He's supposedly nearby. We need to find this guy, obviously. It must be in the next village. Yeah, there he is. How do I get there? Dun dun dun. So the guy's son's over here too, so that's nice. I totally forget how the rare spawns work. I know that each type is different. In this expansion, there's basically like 6 or 7 types of rare spawns, and one of each type is in each zone. But I forget what each of the special abilities are. I hope you don't path over here. You're gonna path over here. Need to back up a little bit here. Make sure we're healed before we fight this guy. Ah, we're fine. Come at me. This guy has 300k health. should probably not stand in that. That seems like a bad thing. I'm taking a lot of damage against these guys, it seems. Oh, I'm standing in the thing. Oh, I might die. He's hitting me very hard. I'm gonna die. Huh. Huh. Well then. Probably, that was me cracking my knuckles in case you didn't catch that. Probably, should have been paying a little more attention there. I probably should have been less worried about this rare spawn. Because if I can't even fight this named guy that I'm supposed to kill for this quest, I gonna have a pretty hard time with the actual rare spawn. It sounds like there's people fighting the Shah right now. Sounds like they're doing pretty okay. But yeah, looks like he just died. I've never actually seen him die, so I don't really participate in endgame content. Oh boy, that's all I have for water? That's like the most useless thing ever. Yeah, I haven't really participated in endgame content since Wrath of the Lich King. Just because group play is pretty annoying. That's a pretty weird thing to say as someone who's playing an MMO, but yeah, lots of people pretty annoying. And I don't want to deal with them, so haven't really dealt with that. This is the first time since Burning Crusade that they've had outdoor raid bosses, so that's pretty cool. Doomlord Kazakh and Doomwalker were both pretty cool fights. But yeah, like I said, I haven't really done any endgame content in a while. I've just kind of been leveling, and it's been my thing. So I'm not particularly worried about it. We're gonna try to kill this rare spawn, and then if we're unsuccessful, I've got one other thing planned for today. Let's, I know where he is, so I don't need that NPC scan thing up anymore. That's fairly annoying. This is pretty much the rotation for us boomkins. Just Wrath until you have Lunar Eclipse, and then Starfire until you have Solar Eclipse. We're gonna back up and we're gonna fight this guy again, and we're gonna beat him. No problem. Here we go. Oh wait, I want to buff myself first. I just realized I don't have that. Here we go. We're gonna do it this time. We're gonna pay attention. This guy does a lot of damage very quickly. Oh, I'm just standing in it. I'm just standing in it. I deserve to die. I just deserve to die. That was really bad. I'm just not paying any attention. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm sucking so bad today. pretty indicative of how I've been playing on my other videos, but this is just particularly terrible play. In fact, I think I think I'm gonna take a break from this guy. But that's kind of the beauty of what I can do with this character list that I have. I can, you know, if I'm having trouble with something, I can just go play something else. I've got the ability to play any single class. So there's not really a reason for me to specialize in one particular class when I can just play whatever I want, whenever I want. So with that in mind, we are going to hearth out of here to the Golden Lantern, which is in the valley, or the Vale. I always say valley when I talk about this zone because it's right next to the Valley of the Four Winds, but it's the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. And this is the Alliance hub for this expansion. And it's got pretty much everything you need here except for an auction house. There's portals to the main cities on the other side. There's a bank, including guild bank vaults. There's transmog. There's void storage. What else is there? There's profession trainers. They've got pretty much everything you need here except for the auction house. You need to go back to auction your stuff. Here's the portal room. Has portals everywhere, including Dalaran. But of course, the portals to all the Cataclysm zones are in Stormwind. So you just have to go through and you're there. But we're not going to do that today because I've got something else planned for you. Let's go check that out now. Welcome back, everyone. We are now here at Karazhan, which is probably one of my favorite raids in World of Warcraft. It's a really cool atmosphere, really enjoyable raid, and was my introduction into raiding in World of Warcraft. We are here because we are trying to get the mount from Atumen the Huntsman, and Midnight. Midnight being the mount. I've been kind of on a mount craze recently where I've been trying to get all of the mounts that drop from dungeons and raids. I haven't gotten any of the normal dungeon mounts, like the Baron mount or the Drakes from the Cataclysm dungeons. But I have got all the heroic mounts from... I can open it up here. We've got the Hawkstrider from Kael'thas, and we've also got the Raven Lord right here from Sethic Halls. Those were a bitch to get though, because you can only get... Oh, and I've also got the Blue Proto-Drake. Those are bitches to get though, because you can only do them once a day per character. Obviously I have multiple characters that can run it, but I wasn't really doing that because I wasn't going that crazy. But you can only do them once a day, and they all have like a 1% chance to drop, so it's very difficult to get them, and very time consuming. It's probably more time consuming than it is difficult. It's maybe a poor choice of words. But we are now in Karazhan, and we are going to try to kill Midnight, who's over here. and Ataman. Ataman. I have no idea how to pronounce his name. I think we always called him Atuman. So we're going to go with that. This is pretty easy for level 90 characters to do. You can see I haven't really taken any damage. I'm 300,000 health, and that's kind of a lot. How much does Midnight have? Yeah, so Midnight has less than I do. So it's not a particularly difficult challenge for level 90s to do. The real challenge is getting the mount to actually drop. And it's particularly bad for raids. This one and the Ashes of Alar from Tempest Keep, you can only do the raid once a week, so you only get one chance at it, and then you have to wait 7 days before you can do it again. That's also the reason why this series is running on Tuesdays. Tuesday is the day that the WoW servers, or the raid locks, reset. So we're gonna be able to come in here once a week until we end up getting it, and hopefully we can catch it on camera. Hopefully we just get it right here. That'd be ideal. This trash, you know, again, it's not particularly difficult to clear, but the stable hands, the humans, can heal the horses. So preferably you want to take them out first. I picked up that because I can sell it. Oh yeah, that gold. I don't particularly need that totem down, but might as well. Why not? And you see, he's gonna die pretty quickly. We're not really taking much damage. We've only lost 6k, and he's pretty much dead, so there we go. Easy as that. That's the first boss of this this raid, and you can see we're now safe to it. But we're gonna see if we're gonna get some good loot here. That gold's not bad. Okay, none yet. It's gonna be on the next page, if anything. Shucks, we didn't get it. The Embraces of Courage and the Spectral Band of Innervation, which I'm pretty sure dropped every single time that we raided this place back in Burning Crusade. So unfortunately, it wasn't to be for us today. Maybe we'll get it next week. Next Tuesday, when we come back here. But not this week. Oh well. But that's gonna do it for this episode of World of Warcraft with Cookies, the premiere episode. I'm pretty excited. We're gonna do some more cool stuff other than just dying while trying to level. That was pretty bad, but yeah, we're gonna do better than that next time. That's my guarantee. I wonder if I could kill this whole room. You think I could kill this whole room at the same time? I feel like I can do it. Let's try it before we go. Charge, Leroy. I thought the whole room would pull. Guess not. I don't think I'm supposed to kill Morose first. That seems OP. Speaking of OP, this fire elemental could probably just kill this whole room by himself. I'm a little disappointed that the whole room didn't pull. Terrible. This is the kind of loot that would drop every single time that I would run this place. I would never get any loot. Oh, this waiter's coming up here. Don't kill me, waiter. I'm just gonna astral recall out of here. Who are you talking to, buddy? But yeah, as I was saying before I tried to kill that whole room, that's gonna do it for this episode. We're gonna do something that involves not dying next episode. And that's all I'll say. Feel free to like and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. And that's all. We'll see you guys next time.